is 2-hour parking. You are right about that.
I appreciate you guys coming.
Of course you do. You're wasting their time. I'm gonna get in my face and yell today and cause a scene. No. You should know as a cop that this is legal. Why would you call them? Well, then why'd you come over here?
Shut up.
Why would you call them and waste their time on something you should know is legal?
No, we have jurisdiction throughout the
I'm going to
whole
ask you
city.
one more time to leave me alone, please.
I'm not doing anything to you.
Leave me alone.
Can you leave me alone? Can you leave me alone? Can you leave me alone? Thank you. And this all started. He's the one that started this. When I first came here and you came here last year.
I said leave me alone.
Okay, I'm not talking to you. Didn't you say shut up? Didn't you say shut up?
Leave me
Didn't you say
alone.
shut up? Please shut up. Thank you.
Leave me
Please
alone.
shut up.
Leave me
Please
alone.
shut up.
You want to stare me down now?
You're staring
In
at
front of
me.
the cops, you
You're
wanna stare
staring at me.
down?
You're staring at me.
Leave me alone.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Danny from the Constitution State here today. I hope everybody's having a good day. And yes, another video with this tool. I think as we all know by now, we found out he is an ex-cop. Peter B. Camp. He was a Norwich officer for 23 years before he worked with the court. And now he works at the Norwich Superior Court in Norwich, Connecticut. And these fools on a daily basis call the Norwich Police Department. And usually the officers are smart enough to know that I'm not doing anything wrong. But today we get a manager and another cop. And they seem to be trying to criminalize these activities where there's absolutely zero crime. Oh, well, chalk on the sidewalk. Oh, a swear. This, that. Like whining about literally everything. Oh, harassment. Ugh. And now let's make this make sense. If we have a right to express ourselves, a right to protest, and a right to film in public, and none of those things can be turned into a crime, I'm clearly not doing anything wrong. But you know what they won't do is give this loser a ticket. They won't tow his car. They won't do any of the things that they would do to us. Just like they don't do anything when he gets in my face and he threatens me and he yells. They just say, oh, Peter, it's not helping. Clearly, since he used to be an officer, he gets held to a different standard than the public. Well, and as we see, these are not even parked in the zone. They're parked like 3/4 past the sign. But we know that the town won't hold them accountable because they work for the government. They'll come steal money from anybody else that parks wrong. You park wrong, we're gonna rob you, but our can do it. And guess who's parked down here yet again? Threw a big fit yesterday. Whined about the videos. Whined about he can park wherever he wants, and then they call the cops on me for doing nothing wrong. This is how stupid these people are. But then he parks in the same spot instead of in the 3-floor garage just for them. This is what a clowny is. Look they tried to wipe it off. You could see like the edges of it. So it wasn't dew, it wasn't mist, it wasn't that. This literally wanted to park here so bad and didn't want to park here. They tried to get it off. What a clown. Oh, there's a clown there. He's gonna run and tell him. Instead of parking on the 3-floor garage they have, that we pay for them, or the parking lot, he spends his time cleaning up the chalk. Little midget. Guy's supposed to be inside working. This is what he does. Both of them. They're supposed to be inside working. Lunch is over. He said he wanted to come congratulate me on my art yesterday, but for some reason they're staying over there today. Go ahead, wash it off. I'll come back again. We're gonna have a showdown. They're just gonna stand out here and not work. That's what they do. And again, have a good day. I wouldn't be here taking pictures of them if they weren't standing there staring at me. But apparently they both have a crush. We know Midget does. So I tried stealing my stuff. So I tried getting into my phone. Look at their whispering. They're trying to come up with more lies. What can we make up today? I'm surprised he's not rubbing his back. It'll be okay. It's just chalk. I'll wash it. I bet you Midget came in early and washed the chalk off for him. I cleaned your spot off for you. looking around for? They call the cops again already? This is what they do. They're on the clock, standing outside at the end of the parking lot watching me draw instead of working. They did. They wasted the police's time again after they got shut down yesterday.
Hi.
Hello, how are you?
Good.
I don't know. They keep doing this every day and calling. I'm just drawing a picture because this guy parks illegally every day.
How's he parked illegally?
Because it's 2-hour parking and he sits here for 10 hours a day.
Oh, I see.
And we pay for them to park in this nice garage and a parking lot, and he just refuses. It's been a year he's doing this, 5 days a week times 3. This is a lot of money town's losing on tickets. They've been ticketed and the tickets disappear. The court gets rid of them. I really don't understand why they're calling wasting your time. I didn't talk to them. I didn't do anything.
What'd you write today?
Ex-cop, that, court clown, pointed arrows. It is what it is.
Okay.
He don't like it. I told him a million times, park in the garage. He screamed at me yesterday. They were actually very disorderly. He was telling me I better take my videos down or else, and getting in the cops saw it right in my face. And so if anything, I would like to press charges on them. I'm out here doing nothing wrong and they keep coming out harassing
Well,
me.
you can't write like.
I can. It's a free speech. I'm allowed to swear.
Okay.
Why not? I could have put it with a C.
Well, yeah.
I know, but, and I don't even want to do that. But at this point, what else do we do? If the system's not working and they're ripping up their own tickets, I'm allowed to come protest how I feel fit.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what he's doing. You're saying.
Yeah, no, I know, but it's all documented. Like, it's literally, I have it all.
Yeah.
But, and then they call you guys and they make you, as an ex-cop, he should know that I'm not doing anything wrong. Midget's a peace officer. He should know that I'm not doing anything wrong. And to make you guys come out every day is kind of, the officer came out yesterday and was like, you're not doing anything wrong. It's on them. And he said, I'll talk to him about the parking. And then I came, and I didn't even say it. Yesterday I said, bye, and that's what made him flip out. So today I didn't say anything to him.
Yeah.
And I just came down here, did my thing, and they've been standing up there staring. That's why I taped them. I finished up and they're standing there staring at me. I know you're coming. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I didn't interact with them, and I just waited for you.
Yeah.
It's a simple solution. It really is. If he doesn't like it, he could park in the garage like all the employees are supposed to. That plaque on there doesn't give him the right to do any. The plaque doesn't mean he can park wherever he wants. That's what they're trying to say. That's not true. He's not special.
He's a court.
Yeah, this isn't court property. This is our property. And it's just a big waste of time to have you guys come out all the time. They call the cops. This is like the 30th time they've called the cops on me.
30?
Yeah, probably more, to be honest. They call the cops on me every other day.
Yeah.
It is what it is. He doesn't like it. He could park in the garage that we pay for with the plaques. We pay for them. We pay for their parking. It is what it is.
Yeah. It is 2-hour parking. You are right about that.
Yeah, they've ticketed them, but then I've watched them. They take the tickets off and they bring them into court and they disappear. So, and the parking commission don't really even let them ticket these guys. He has to call, the ticket guy has to call and get permission from the town before he can even ticket them. That's not right at all.
Yeah.
They ticket us. They ticket us all the time. If I parked here for 2 hours, I'd have a ticket. Like, 10 hours a day. It's not a little bit. 10, 12 hours a day is crazy. But since he worked for the police force and now he's a cop, he can just do whatever he wants. And like I said, this isn't the first option. This is literally the last option.
Yeah. All right.
And like I said yesterday, they were screaming at me. They were in my face. Like, I'm not even here for that. Leave me alone. Like today, come out and say, what are you guys doing? Leave me alone. Like, I get you don't like it, but you could park in there and I couldn't say anything. And this has been a year now. A year. So 5 days times 52 weeks, add those tickets up. That's probably a couple grand.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Have you made a complaint with anybody in the courthouse?
Yeah, I've talked to them. They don't do anything. They literally, I've tried doing it.
What is their answer to?
Either they're allowed to. I've brought it up with the town. The town says they can do it, but they can't.
Right. So, if the town says they can do it, they're the ones that.
Yeah, but the town doesn't get to dictate who can break the law and who can't. You know what I mean?
Well,
It's
they
not
can dictate where they park if they're.
not on public property. How you gonna?
If that is what?
Yeah, but that's for the garage. That's like a visitor's pass. That doesn't say you can park wherever you want. You know what I mean? That's for people that come here and don't have the permit. They give them. And honestly, they told me those were designed for the police parking spots up there because they fill up the police parking. And they all didn't have those, and I complained, and I got them ticketed. And then they all suddenly had those, and they said that's what those are for. And that I can't. That's touching the court. I'm not going to win that battle. And that's your guys' parking. If you guys want to allow them to park there, you can. Like, if you guys don't care, I don't care. But with the limited parking around here, and everybody that's going to court, he should.
I get that, but if they're saying
it's not up to them. It's not. The judge can't say who parks where. They don't make those decisions. You know what I mean? They can't change the rules, the laws. You know what I mean? And that's just coming from the city manager. I haven't even met with the mayor yet. Like, that's what I'm working on now because everything else has failed.
So this is what you do to try to like.
This is my protest. And it's like I said yesterday, I would say shit to them. They screamed at me. They got in my face. They caused the scene. Today I didn't even talk to them. I didn't even do anything. As I was leaving, they were standing there. So I knew they were calling you guys. So I stood here and waited. I'm not going to run.
Came over here.
Well, no, I walked around. I go around everywhere. So I walked through town. I walked around there. I saw he was here. I stopped. I wrote. And I went to leave. And they were standing there staring at me. So, like, they spend all this time trying to wash it off and this and that. Like, dude, it would be much simpler just to park in the garage. So. Well.
I appreciate you guys coming.
Of course you do. You're wasting their time. I'm gonna get in my face and yell today and cause a scene. No. You should know as a cop that this is legal. Why would you call them? Well, then why'd you come over here?
Shut up.
Why would you call them and waste their time on something you should know is legal? Yeah. And I was actually pumped. They sent Master Nani yesterday, and me and him have had issues. I was glad I got to talk to him.
You and I have never had issues.
Nope.
I've
No.
always treated you with respect.
No, you have. Absolutely.
Okay. Right?
Absolutely. I can't argue with you. You came here the first time, right?
I talked
For
to
one
you.
of them?
Yep.
Yeah, and then the car accident. Right? You did the car accident?
I don't know how we're going to resolve this today. Okay. We have a couple of issues here.
Yep.
And I don't know if they are issues. Okay. We could have destruction of public property.
Oh, this has already been settled. It's okay. But yeah.
All right. This could be harassment.
It's not harassment. He's a public servant.
Is he? Ex-cop, cunt.
Yeah. It's my protest.
Okay. I understand. All right. I understand what you're doing, okay? I understand this is a tactic to get the attention for us to come out here and for you to prove your point. I get that, okay?
Well, it's not for you guys. You guys can't even do parking as far as I was told.
No, we have jurisdiction throughout
I'm
the
going to
whole
ask you
city.
one more time to leave me alone, please.
I'm not doing anything to you.
Leave me alone.
Can you leave me alone?
Leave me
Can you leave me alone?
Leave me
Can you leave me alone?
please.
Thank you.
Okay?
And this all started. He's the one that started this. When I first came here and you came here last
I
year.
said leave me alone.
Okay, I'm not talking to you. Didn't you say shut up?
understand?
Didn't you say shut up?
Leave me
Didn't you say
alone.
shut up? Please shut up. Thank you.
Leave me
Please
alone.
shut up.
Leave me
Please
alone.
shut up.
You want to stare me down now?
You're staring
In
at
front of
me.
the cops, you
You're
wanna
staring
stare
at me.
down?
You staring at me.
Leave me alone.
No.
Leave me the fuck alone. All I've asked you this whole time, leave me alone.
All I've asked you is to park where you're supposed to park.
You're not a fucking cop, and
Doesn't
obviously
matter.
you don't
I don't
know.
have to be a cop. Why do I have to be a
Why
cop?
are you going to tell me what to do?
Who are you?
He's not helping people.
Yeah. No, you're right.
This is what he does every time.
Every time. Leave me alone. Got it? Leave me alone. Last time I'm going to fucking tell you.
You get that every day. Did you guys hear this, idiot? Well, you're not a police officer. No fucking duh. Am I in a gang? No. Do I go out and commit crimes on a daily basis? No. Do I get off on violating people's rights? No. And that's funny coming from the gang that's always trying to get the people to come forward and help them. Always asking the people for help. Putting posts out on a daily basis online looking for people or this or that. What happened to see something, say something? That only applies when it's against the public. And let's make this very clear. Any member of the public that has a problem with somebody they pay or employees that are paid with money that is stolen from them can absolutely speak up when they see one of these idiots breaking the law. This tool bag just wants to be able to break the law in privacy and have nobody say anything about it. And what does everybody think about that? How do they think this public servant acted in this video? Do you think that was appropriate? How do you think the police did? Why are the police showing up telling people, oh, you can't do this, you can't put a swear, you can't do that, when you absolutely can? And the answer is because they don't know any better. Or they're hoping their costume and their badge and them simply telling you that you can't do it will influence you into not doing it, even though you can. The guy constantly whining about, leave me alone and this and that, comes outside and stands there and stares at me every chance he gets. But he wants me to leave him alone. And let's not forget how this all started, guys. He came running out of the building and he blocked my camera and he was dancing around in front of me trying to make it so I couldn't film. Oh yeah, and then the next time he came out yelling and having a fit because I called him a weirdo in the video. The same guy that was always bugging me and wouldn't leave me alone now wants to be left alone. And as we see, the police department won't tell these guys to stop abusing 911, to stop calling the cops when nobody's doing anything wrong. They show up every single time. And then they come and bug me about absolutely nothing. And it's sad when it's such a simple fix. I mean, we pay for the parking garage that we can't use, only they can use. We pay for the passes for them to park in the garage that nobody else can use. And yet this fool still wants to take up a 2-hour spot when there's very limited parking all around this court for 10, 12 hours a day. We already know the police department will not ticket him. The ticket guy does ticket him sometimes. And when he does, these fools just take the tickets inside and make them disappear. $3,900 a year if he's parking there 5 days a week. That's what it totals to. So he's stealing almost $4,000 a year. The same town who just jacked up property taxes, 30, 40% this year because they needed more money? Except there's 10 to 15 cars parked around this court every day that they refuse to ticket, that they refuse to take money from. As I said, I'm surprised he wasn't coddling him here. He was patting him on the back and rubbing his back the day before instead of doing his job and getting him the fuck away from me like he's supposed to. And of course, they called the cops again for no reason at all because Softy wants to be able to break the law in privacy. And if I'm right, I've met this lady before sitting in the cemetery one day. I went and talked to her and she was very pleasant and I've never had an issue with her. But don't show up and tell me I'm doing something wrong or I can't swear or I can't do this when I absolutely can. It's common sense. And I think she did an okay job of trying to keep the peace and, you know what I mean, keep it respectful. But she did nothing at all when he came running up to me, swearing and, you know what I mean, causing a scene. And she neglected to write him a ticket. So I don't really know what her purpose was that day other than to harass me for doing nothing wrong. So she even admitted, oh, you're right. And like, what's he coming down for now? He's already cried. He's already called 911. They already know what they need to do. Is he just coming down to pat him on the ass? Like, oh, good job, guys. Because as soon as I say something It's, oh, shut up, shut up. If you didn't want to hear me talk or you didn't want me to talk, you should have stayed up there, Sally. I've seen this guy on a few different occasions now. And yes, like he said, quote unquote, we have kept it respectful, but that doesn't mean I necessarily agree with what he says or does. The first time he implied me simply standing on a sidewalk filming was in trying to incite people and this and that, when that wasn't it at all. And the second time, I'm not sure what was going on. My girlfriend's car was hit by somebody else's car, and he showed up. It was right outside of where she stays, so I walked up there to film just to make sure everything was kosher. And he goes, oh, do you know him? And she was like, yeah, that's my boyfriend. And he was like, oh, okay. So what if she didn't know me? Was he going to try to make me leave? Was he going to try and cause a scene then? Was he going to try and solicit a charge? Like, what was the whole point of asking that? It doesn't matter if she knows me or not. And then here, oh, well, you're trying to provoke people and blah, blah, blah. Like, I could care less about provoking people. And I get that maybe his opinion, but let's just imagine the police did what they were supposed to do and ticketed this guy all along. He wouldn't be parking there, which means this wouldn't be an issue, which means I wouldn't be out there having to write on the sidewalk with chalk. And the same thing goes for the parking commission and the town and the court. The Norwich Police Department allows all these guys to park illegally. They allow the marshal van to park in handicapped parking all day, 10, 12 hours a day, and don't do a damn thing about it. They seem to think because it's a state vehicle or because somebody made up a rule and said they could go there, that it automatically means they can. No. Just like him, well, if court said, it's not up to the judge to decide what laws have to be followed and what laws don't and who gets exceptions to these laws. They're judges. They enforce the laws. They don't create or change the laws. And it's weird because it seems like they just couldn't comprehend that. What does a court parking placard have to do with public parking? That placard means nothing off of their property. The court employees are not allowed to park in police parking only. And a lot of officers have issues with that. Just because these two don't doesn't really mean anything. But this is what we get stuck dealing with up here. And the fool who keeps whining about leave me alone comes down again to whine about being leave me alone, causing a scene. He loves to do this. He loves to bring it up a notch when his gang buddies are around. And the guy that's constantly staring at me and pretending like he's staring me down is going to whine because I'm looking back at him. It shows the ego and the attitude on this fool. He thinks he can do it, but it's a problem when anybody else does it. Wah! He needs to change his tampon. And look at what they do. Oh, Peter, walk away. Imagine if we did that. Imagine if I went and did that. I would have been arrested. So I guess it pays off to work for the state and work with the gang because they'll just repeatedly allow you to do whatever you want. But let me know what you guys think about Peter, how he did, how the police department did, how Midget did. All the information will be in the description. If anybody wants to complain or redress their government, absolutely do it. And we'll see you guys on the next one.